Right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to LikeMinds webinar. And for those who don't know, LikeMinds, we're an African professional network group created with the aim of providing support and manpower development to Africans within in the diaspora space. We've been having this network for the past 18 years, and we've been waxing stronger. Today, we're going to be looking at the UK health and social care sector, which remains the country's largest and fastest growing of terms of employers, with NHS employing over 1.5 million people across a wide range of clinical and non-clinical roles. But despite the recruitment, many applicants struggle to secure interviews or job offers because they are unfamiliar with NHS recruitment process and what recruiters are truly looking for. So this webinar has been designed to bridge that gap. Whether you are looking to start your NHS career, you want to transition into from domiciliary care or care home into an NHS, or to strengthen your application for a clinical support worker, preferable band 3 and band 4 roles. This session will provide practical guidance that will help you to succeed within the space. We are delighted to have with us an NHS professional who works at NHS, who will share her invaluable insights, practical tips, proven strategies that will help you stand out in a competitive recruitment process. It is now with pleasure to introduce our speaker, Kehinde Ogunleye. She's a social therapist at the East London and NHS Foundation Trust. Kehinde has worked with NHS and brings valuable practical knowledge in the recruitment process and what employers are looking for in a successful candidate. Please join me at this moment to make welcome Kehinde. Kehinde, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. As John has said, my name is Kehinde Ogunleye. Preferably, I'd like to be called Kenny because quite a number of people don't know how to pronounce the name. But let me put the face to the person talking. Bear with me one moment before we go to the slides. Okay. Okay, so this is the face of the person talking. Hi, everyone. If you can see me, I can't see everyone, but
Yeah,
okay.
we can see you.
Okay. Like I said, I prefer to be called Kenny. So this journey of NHS recruitment and landing a job is not rocket science. And I've tried so hard to put some people through on how to, navigate the process of getting supporting statements, rather putting the appropriate certifications on that platform and then, getting interviews and from interviews to getting hired. And I believe that is what we're going to be talking about this evening. So I will start by saying my name is Kehinde Ogunleye again, and I like to be called Kenny. I'm a social therapist. I work with East London NHS Foundation Trust. It's a mental health unit. So if you're looking at going into mental health, this is a good place for you. And if it's physical health, we'll talk about that. So let's delve into this. So the topic says your complete roadmap to getting hired. Yes. So what you would learn today is how NHS recruitment works, writing, winning, supporting information, career progression, how to find vacancies, interviews, success strategies, and resources after this session. Okay. So today, understanding the NHS recruitment journey. Number one is searching for jobs online. You know, doing the findings, vacancy posted, to application, to supporting information, to shortlisting, interview, your conditional offer letter, pre-employment checks, and then all the way to employment. And I would say typical timelines and expectations for shortlisting and getting to employment takes about some trusts take about 3 to 4 months because of the pre-employment checks, and some maybe 3 to 4 weeks. And interviews are often scheduled within 2 to 3 weeks of shortlisting. And pre-employment checks usually goes through the DBS, your referencing occupational health to check if it's for the job. And then what are those things they check for occupational health? If you need me to tell you that, please note that down. I'll come back to that. And usually they don't feed back to you, they feed back to your company, the hiring company. So if you want me to talk about your professional health after now, I'll talk about it. And so what are the essential qualifications that you need? When I joined, let me start by saying my experience, sharing my experience. I joined NHS 2023, August 2023. So it's going to be 3 years next month. I joined NHS. I started as admin, team administrator, and I worked with them for 6 months. I worked as a team administrator for 6 months before going inpatient. And then from inpatient as a clinical support worker, um, I would say I continued my application up until where I am now as a social therapist. And a disclaimer, I am not I am not an NHS guru. I'm just, it's just by grace that I'm here. So certifications, you don't necessarily have to have care certificates. Some, if you are applying for jobs, some of the trusts would specify this that they want care certificates, and some they would say desirable. However, when you join them as a band two, when you're starting from the scratch, they will take you through the process of being certified as a carer. So when I joined them, for the first I started, I did my care certificate. That was within the first 6 months, and then I navigated into the inpatient sector where I was clinical support worker. So regarding NVQ level 2 and 3, recently I believe a lot of trusts now have issues with shortlisting candidates. Like they have quite a number of people applying, and if you have NVQ2 or NVQ3, is a plus for you, is an added advantage because they would see you as somebody that, oh, he or she knows what he's doing. Oh, this person wants to thrive in this career. So they see you as somebody that is ready for the job. That's if you have it. And if you don't have it, it's not a yardstick not to apply. You can tell them in view. And then when you get on the job, train yourself. Don't stay where you are. A lot of us get so like relaxed when you finally get, oh, I finally got a job and I think I'm okay where I am. No, you need to continue the process. You need to learn on the job and continue to learn. Show that one of the things I love about NHS is continuous growth. They want you to grow. And if you're not ready to grow, they won't force you. You can just stay where you are, but people are moving. So another one is basic life support. You'll be trained on basic life support. And if you have a care certificate, everything all comes under care certificate if you are doing it externally, but under NHS, it is termed differently. So care certificate is a different thing. Basic life support is a different thing. Manual handling, safeguarding, relevant healthcare experiences, volunteering experience, transferable skills. those are the criteria, essential qualifications you need as you're applying for a job under NHS. So where can you find NHS vacancies? Um, Number first thing you need to do is know the trust you're targeting. If you're targeting London sites, how many trusts are there in London? Which area do you want to focus on? Then you visit their website. Um, NHS jobs website, the official national portal. You can Google that. Trust NHS career page. They have intranet where you can check if they have job openings. A lot of trusts don't really put out their jobs externally, but when you check their um intranet, you can find jobs. LinkedIn, some trusts post their jobs on LinkedIn. Indeed, I wouldn't say it's an appropriate place to get NHS jobs. But if you perhaps want to check on Indeed, fine, you can go ahead. They should have it there, but I don't really make use of Indeed. Or what I've used is the NHS website, the career pages, the LinkedIn jobs, NHS professionals, staff bank opportunities, and the major one is the track.com. Track.com comprises of all the NHS trusts around England, Wales, Scotland, everywhere in UK. You can find some of these trusts on track where you have band 3, band 2, 3, 4, 5, and above. You can look for jobs on track and then you get it. And so common reasons applicants get rejected. So what are the do's and don'ts and why people get rejected when you apply? You use generic copy and paste application. Oh, I used this application the last time. Let me just copy and paste it. The next one is you write weak supporting information. Some people just say, oh, I used to work as a this and I'm good at this. No. Applying without meeting essential criteria. You need to read what these people are looking for and then how you fit into that role. And you leave in spelling and grammar errors exactly. Some people just type in a rush. You want to apply. Oh, this job is closing today. I need to quickly apply. You don't check your errors. You don't check your spellings. Those are the things that they check. Use a cluttered, inconsistent CV format. Um, CV. Well, if you have a track account, you can there's a thing on track that says you can create your CV according to how you want it. So if you create one, you can always use the CV. If for each application you continue to use the CV and then it keeps updating. If it sees that, oh, this thing needs updating, it will prompt you to update the CV. So that's what I use currently. And then skip reading the person specification. A lot of people just jump. You don't read person specification. It's very, very important, especially when you're going for interview. When you've been shortlisted, you need person specification. For the do's, tailor every application to a specific role. Match supporting information to the person specification, which is very, very important. Check essential criteria before applying. Proofread carefully or ask someone to review for you. That I do sometimes when I'm done applying for jobs. I just send it to some of my friends. Please, can you proofread for me? Or do it, but and there are some times that it is not wise to share some information. You just have to keep reading and reading yourself because some people like this. The third time I applied for band 3 role in NHS, I think I did it myself. I didn't involve anyone, so it was a plus. It was an added advantage for me because I saw that I could do it and I did it. And then use a clean, consistent, NHS friendly CV. Don't use all these generic, see, just found CV online, let me use it. No. Read the job description in full. So mastering the supporting information statement. A lot of us know what STAR method. STAR method is a situation, task, action, and results, and recruiters call majorly on this format. So when they're asking you question regarding okay, that's before your interview now. when you're writing supporting information, you show that what you've done, how you were responsible for it, what you did, and the measurable outcome of what you're doing. It shows the recruiter, oh, this person is already in this job, or this person is already on this line, and it will, increase your chance of getting shortlisted. And so, example, sorry, before you, I think I skipped this part. Okay. So it says weak example, I'm a hard worker, I am good with people, I have always wanted to work for the NHS, and I think I would be I would be great at this job. No specific evidence, doesn't reference the criteria, no measurable outcome, but the better improved way to doing it is as a care assistant. I support 12 residents daily um, with personal care. I identified a poor risk pattern and introduced a checklist, reducing incident by 30% in 3 months. This itemized all of this STAR method in your supporting information. And then I would say if you're currently working in a care home, for example, you can use this kind of format, and they know that, oh, okay, this person is already in care setting and this person will bring this enthusiasm into the job. And so interviews as for band 3 or band 4, what to expect. Panel format, especially typically forms 2 to 3 interviewers. When I did my first band 3 role, because I transitioned from one band 3 to another band 3. So the first band 3 I did was I think it comprised of two panelists and one service user. And then competency-based question, they will ask you question based on your competency, value-based recruitment, alignment with NHS constitution, values. I would say you should know the trust value, the trust you are applying for. Learn their values, their mission statements, what they are known for. Do your findings. And then for examples of questions they can ask you, the first thing they will ask you is tell us about yourself. And then tell us about a time you dealt with a distressed patient. How do you handle every workload with competing priorities? Describe a time you work as part of a team. And how would these are just sample questions. I'm not saying they are just generic. They are not exactly what they will ask you, but the very first question that you'll be asked is tell us about yourself and why you think you're a good fit for this role. There's an opportunity for you to sell yourself in that thing, because every other questions that they will ask you will determine what you had already said at the beginning of tell us about yourself. So you already sell yourself out there. You need to talk about yourself, your experience, your skills, most importantly, what you are bringing into that role, and how you're doing currently is going to relate, or how you're going to transfer it, or bring it into the role you're applying for. And then why do you want to work for NHS or this trust? So most times, the 3 times I did the interviews for this and 2 and 3 roles, I just tell them, oh, why do you want to work for NHS? NHS is known for continuous learning. I want to grow. It's one of my desire to continue growing and learning on the job. And I used to say something. I said I believe working for the NHS requires I work on my own and also as part of a team where everybody's working towards achieving the same goal, and that goal is providing outstanding service. So if you alter those words, they know you know what you're doing. And I believe if you can say those statements, they know you've already done your due diligence about what the core values of NHS is. And so passing the interview, preparation checklist, review all the job description you're applying for before the day of the interview. Well, not before the day, way ahead of the interview. Research the trust, know about the trust, what they are known for. I said it. And understand NHS value. I said that communication is very key. Professional appearance, yes. I need to emphasize on professional appearance. So while I was doing my team administrative job, we had this interview session because I'm the first line of our contact where people come into like a reception is there. So my manager then approached me and said, "Oh, we're having interviews today. Please, can you let us know when they start arriving?" And put a call through to the room, just let us know when they start arriving. So two people came first, and I, I informed my manager, "Oh, we have two people here already. Oh, we're expecting three people. Where is the third person?" And the two people went in. So the third person came, he was wearing jeans. Like, it wasn't even summer. I think it was towards September, October that year. And he was wearing jeans, just dressed shabbily, he's got bushy hair, and it wasn't really put together. So when he came in, I was the first person he approached. Oh, oh, welcome, sir. He said he was here for the interview. Oh, take your seat. So I informed them, oh, your candidate is here. After the whole interview session, my manager came to my office and said, "Kenny, which of these people do you think is fit for this role?" I'm like, don't base your judgment on. He said, "No, that the interview started from the way they walked in." And immediately I talked about the third person's appearance. He said the same. He said when he walked into the room, they already marked his appearance down because he wasn't prepared for that role with the way he appeared. And guess the role he was applying for? A manager. How will you manage? You can't manage your own physical appearance. You now want to manage people. So physical professional appearance is very, very important. I'm not saying, oh, in Nigeria, we used to, when you're going for interview, you suit up, tie, as a woman, your heels. You don't necessarily have to do that, but there are corporate colors you can wear. It's summer, everybody knows it's hot. I'm not saying you're going for interview tomorrow and put on, check the weather. Oh, it's 32 degrees. Look for a nice tailored shirt, put it on, and wear your pants. Don't look so like, oh, it's just one interview. No, just go for it. And I believe you don't let me dwell on that. Confidence, yes, confidence is very, very important. And always put a smile on your face. Everybody knows that interview can be stressful, and your nerves is up, you want to use the toilet, your stomach is rumbling, everybody's you're looking at the next candidate, oh, will it be me? Oh, will it be that person? I understand, but you still need to, show that you're confident in what you're trying to bring into that role. There was this interview I did an interview on Monday. So let me fast myself. I did an interview for a band 4 role on Monday, and they just got back to me today. I failed the interview. And okay, that was by the way. So I'm going to ask for feedback definitely, but I will tell you that it is very, very important to always put a smile on your face and don't let, whatever is happening around you, crash or deter what you have to say. And questions to ask, please always ask questions. Before you're preparing for your interview, have that question you are going to ask on the side. Oh, okay, at the end of this interview, either I do well or not, I'm still going to ask questions. It shows them that, oh, you are on top of what you're doing. You know what you're doing and you're genuinely interested in that role. I did one band 4 interview last year and I got the job actually, but the reason why I didn't take it was because of some reasons. But I want you to know that I went the interviewer came back to me and said, "Kenny, you interview really well." And that is a very good feedback for me because I know that I'm doing well in terms of interviewing. So what I would tell everyone here is put your, wear confidence like as a coat. Like as much as you're afraid, there's nobody that goes for interview and is not afraid of, I'm not from an English background, or I will not use past tense for present tense or future tense and all of that. So please wear confidence at the front this question. And clinical support worker pathway. So this one, I mentioned it earlier, from band 2, some trust starts with band 2, some start straight from band 3s, and then band 4, assistant practitioner, and then nursing associate 4 and 5. This is actually the pathway of most of the NHS that I know of in England. So if it is something you want to go into, be ready to go through this pathway and be ready to learn, because NHS is a continuous learning place. You need to be on your feet and you be willing to learn. So progression is usually supported through NVQs, apprenticeships, and trust funded training. So many trusts will send you for trainings. I can't overemphasize the number of trainings I have. This Monday that I told you I did an interview, I was still on training. I did more training Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday. So you need to continuously train yourself. As much as the trust is willing to train you, you also need to help yourself to grow as well. And CVs, LinkedIn, mastered. So about this LinkedIn optimization, I did a course separately for that, but I am not really, really on LinkedIn because I have a lot of things to do. Like, it takes my time than, sitting on. But for LinkedIn optimization, you can ask around. There are people that does paid work for it. I didn't pay for it. I did a training on it, and after the training, I did it myself, but I didn't really leverage on that training. So that's it. And also, I would say that um, NHS does not really have a generic CV that you need to do. All you need to do is show that you have a clear chronological layout of everything you have done so far in your career journey. And the keywords recruiters search for are person specification terms. Read their person specifications and quantify achievements where possible. Oh, I have achieved this, or I've done this. And I'm a qualified phlebotomist. And why I haven't really gone deep into my phlebotomy pathway, that's by the way. So you can emphasize those things that you feel that you have them, but you're not really using them. You never can tell where it will, come into use, because where I work currently, I also help the physical health team. As much as I work as a mental health social therapist, I help the physical health team in terms of venipuncture, if they are short on NHS always, I won't say they're always short, but there are times where they will need more hands. So your skills can come into play at the time. Always let them know you are qualified in so many ways. Even if you're applying as a band 2, speak up. Tell your manager, I can do this, I can do this. It shows that you are ready to progress in your career. And then keep 2 pages. Or keep to 2 pages. Well, I don't know if your qualifications weighs more than 2 pages, shoot it out. You never can tell. Include relevant certifications up to top, yes. So for the way you write it, make the ones that you feel that, oh, it's applicable to this role, make it to the top, and then, the ones that you feel that is not applicable to, let it be let it fall back. And for international applicants and, into NHS, I would say that check visa sponsorship eligibility for the role. A lot of trusts now don't really recruit people from Africa, but I'm not discouraging. There's still some trusts doing it. You can check Wales, Scotland, England. I'm not really sure, but it's just a disclaimer. You can check, do your findings. Prepare required documentation early. A lot of times when they're asking you to send this document, don't say, oh, I need to go and get it. Always have all these documentations ready, your IELTS. If you are a registered nurse already, have all the certifications. If you are outside England and you're willing to come to UK to work, have all the certifications. Have a clear, clean record, criminal record. That cannot be overemphasized. A clear, clean criminal record. And then plan relocation logistics and initial accommodation. Apply on NHS job sites, meet English requirements I've mentioned, that arrange variable professional reference, avoid common mistakes, and then incomplete documents, missed deadlines. Yeah. Essential skills every support worker needs: communication, compassion, teamwork, time management, infection prevention, patient safety, documentation. Documentation is very, very, very important. There's this saying that if it's not documented, it never happened. If you don't document it, it never happened. So please always document. Oh, maybe, for example, you're working now and you perhaps saw somebody, oh, hit his or her leg, and you left the shift, or maybe you just finished your shift and go on without documenting that you saw this person hit his or her leg. And then the following day you came back, this service user identifies you and say you saw her. It's not a good thing, because it shows that you don't care about them. You're not compassionate. You're not compassionate. So please always document, and confidentiality is very, 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 very important. Confidentiality in NHS, in any care, so it's very, very important. You don't go about talking to people about the people you work with. Oh, you see, it's common amongst this generation. I won't say Africans alone, because I've seen a lot of regions talk about it. We talk about patients. No, you don't do that. Confidentiality is very, very important, and you need to when you're applying for a job, you need to let recruiters know that you are big on confidentiality and safeguarding as well. Empathy, that cannot be overemphasized, and professionalism is very, very important. As Africans, we have this thing that when you see your brother at work, oh, my brother, he starts speaking your language. No, you need to be up your game. Be professional about everything. Yes, you found your brother at work. You will still see your brother outside work. Put on that that professional mode. Afterwards, after getting out of there, oh, you can now start speaking your language, greet each other, talk in your language, you know, and practical NHS resources. I think that's it. And so key takeaway today: tailor every application to the specific role, master your supporting information with STAR method, prepare thoroughly for value-based interviews, keep improving your skills and qualifications, stay consistent, and persistence pay off. Exactly, persistence pay off. Like I said, I applied for a band 4 role last year. I got the job, but due to some things I don't want to discuss here, I didn't take it and applied again. I didn't get shortlisted. But this last one, I got shortlisted. I didn't prepare for the interview, maybe because of my training. I'm still going to definitely request for feedback, but I didn't get it. So please be persistent. And that doesn't say I won't apply again. I am definitely applying again, but be persistent and stay positive. Like for somebody that got, oh, unfortunately, you're not shortlisted, you're not successful at this time. I'm not supposed to be lucky. Yes, I'm bad. I felt bad, but not feeling bad anymore. So please stay positive. And that has come to the end of this session. Woo. Thank you. I can see the cloud. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Kenny, for that presentation, and I think that was very enlightening. I think we can go into Q&A session. I can see one or two hands up already. I think we will be great to have. So we're going to have a go. Eloho, you want to start first with your questions you have for Kenny?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
carry on.
I can hear
We
you.
can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. Carry on, please.
So I've had 2 interviews, NHS one. I have one coming up in 2 weeks' time. So the very first one I just did it just to get acquainted with the interview pattern. But the one I did on Tuesday was for phlebotomy role,
Okay.
and two, yeah, because I have the training, but I don't have field experience per se. So I just got the feedback today. They were very pleased with aspects of my background that was very strong there, but they didn't offer me the position because they wanted somebody more experienced
Okay.
for the role. Okay.
Okay.
So I have one coming in 2 weeks' time, and that one is for healthcare theater. So what do I do to up my game so that at least I get the role basically. And apart from that, I also have sponsorship in mind at the end of the day.
Okay. So what role are you applying? Are you going for interview? Are you interviewing for rather?
Healthcare assistant
Okay. Okay.
theaters
Okay.
is more pediatric, but related to the theater.
Oh, related to theater. Okay.
Mm.
So regarding your phlebotomy, since you have phlebotomy background, I would say that you can start as a carer, as just like you're trying to do, because a lot of trust also.
Sorry, can I cut? I'm already a carer,
Okay.
but I'm with a private company. I want to transition into
Okay.
NHS. Yeah,
Okay. So the interview you're going for, is it with the NHS?
it is with the NHS.
Exactly. So you need to sell yourself out. The very first question they will ask you is tell us about yourself and why you are a good fit for this role. And I would say a lot of people panic in terms of saying, tell us about yourself. As much as you're wearing confidence, you want to sell yourself out. The first thing you let them know is, how long have you been working as a carer?
Yes,
2 years.
2 years. Yeah, I started in 24.
That is where a lot of us are making mistakes. You are a woman, you have lost children, you have always been a carer. You care for your husband if you are married, you care for people around you.
Okay.
So what I do is when
Fine.
they say tell us about yourself, I say over the years, I have built up a large amount of transferable skills and experience that help me to work up to a high standard within this role. Tell them the role, don't just say within this role.
Mm.
I have built up a large amount of transferable skills and experience that will help me to work in high standard as probably a life skill recovery worker, a social therapist, a clinical support worker. I go ahead sometimes, I say, oh, I am resourceful, I have excellent accuracy and attention to detail skills. I can work responsibly and methodically. And I believe working for the NHS requires ability to work, like I said earlier. And then you can say I have a caring nature, which means I can effectively meet all of the NHS value in my day-to-day work. You know, when you say that, they believe you know all the NHS values. I am compassionate. Sell yourself. And at the end of it, you say, oh, I believe if I'm hired for this role, I will consistently work in high standard and always put the aim of this trust above it. And the aim of the trust, you can even add the aim of that trust. You will know that you have done your assignment about the trust. Do you get it? So get the values of the trust. Value first, aim of the trust, and the job you're applying for. Since you said it's a care, it's still in care. Tell yourself out. That's the place where. So by the time you have captured those words, they know that oh, this person is confident. She knows what she's doing. We know she's bringing this into NHS. And she knows NHS values. The other question they were asking you, you relate it in the STAR method. Example, okay, they'll ask you, tell us how you have been able to, let's say you saw two patients in a room, talking, arguing, bullying themselves. Tell us how you are able to, de-escalate that situation. They won't use the word de-escalate, it's because I'm talking here. And then first thing is you don't shout at people. I'll tell them, oh, I'm a very calm person. I relate with every issues according to how it should be attended to. I would not shout at, I would not raise my voice. For me, effective communication is very important. And you can say that, oh, as one of my skills is effective communication and active listening skills. I will speak to my patients, my service users separately and ask them questions. I'll relate it to my senior manager or maybe the nurse in charge as much as, we can't really do much. Everything you still need to relate it to higher authority. So those things, they know that you know it, but how those words they are looking for is how you are able to use those words. And then, I talked about documentation as well. If you can use those words, they know that documentation will be easy for you. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So best of luck in your interview.
Thank you. So anyway, for this, the last one, I did all what you said, but it was fourth level to me. All they just said was the experience factor. But I did ask them to send me feedback on
I know, always
my.
request for feedback, please. Always request for feedback, please.
I did. I'm waiting for them to send me for that one. But for this one, I'm going. I really want to be on point. At least
Please,
I got. I
you
did something positive with Tuesday one, and that has boost. I got a boost from that. So I
need,
want to really be on point on this next one.
you
So
need
that was
to.
yeah.
I know what it feels like when you go for. I mean, I still went for one on Monday, and I know what it feels like. So please prepare very well for this. Prepare for it.
And that's an
Thank you.
interesting question. I like the way you you address the question in terms of experience. Loho, I like the fact that despite the fact like done it a long time in a care home or NHS trust, but you reflect the fact that you've been doing it all your life, it's part and parcel of who you are,
Part of you, just let
and
them know. Yeah.
never sell yourself short in terms
Mm-hmm.
of any question you're asking a lot. The trick is the one thing is that when you do an interview, never give the impression that you don't know it or you don't have enough experience. You know, try avoid as much as possible. Sell what you know.
Yeah.
What you know could just be stuff. You don't say, "Oh, I don't have the experience in this area." Mm-mm. That's the absolute no-no. But begin to sell what you know. I think that's very, very important. I want to see confidence in you. I think that will definitely take you to the next level of getting the job. Yeah. If you on your if you want to, maybe we later on have one-on-one, maybe later on we can arrange to have a chat with Kenny for that if you want like a mock interview. If it's something you need, hello, for your interview, we can see whether we can arrange something for you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I would
Any
like that.
other question? That's all right. Any other question from anybody? If you're are you typing anything or any question from anybody for the presentation today?
Good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Kemi. Thank you so much for your detailed explanation on how to submit our application. It was really enlightening. Please, I want to find out, ask when you get a band 3 role in the NHS, are they able to sponsor you? Can they sponsor I am my dependents?
Well, I'm not. Well, I don't really know, but it depends on the year because there's a new law from last year. So I don't know what year you're looking at. A lot of trusts now uh, are probably, they still do, but it depends, like I say, still depends on the law as of last year, October, or I think September last year. So you still need to find out. But I would say that when you go for interview,
Yeah.
not ask for sponsorship.
Okay.
I would say it again. Do not ask for sponsorship. It shows you're desperate.
Yeah.
Do not ask. Finish the interview.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you land the role, it is
Yeah.
the duty of the recruiter to come to you and tell you what do you have as, like, what current stay are you on in England?
Yeah.
And then you know where to come in.
Okay.
A recruiter will come to you and ask you, share your and send your share code, your right to work in England, your right to. So if you tell them, oh, you're currently with a sponsored visa or you're currently with on a post study, tell them, speak up. It's you already have the job. They will immediately they offer you the role, they will send you unconditional offer letter. And that unconditional offer letter is it's like there's a law binding both of you. I know most of them will say it's subject to certain things. However, do not be afraid of asking them for that, like, okay, oh, I'm this, I'm on this. Oh, are you able to support my dependents?
Okay.
Yeah. So ask questions.
Thank you. Then another question. I have had experience in the care sector as a carer. Applying now for an NHS band 4 role. Is it advisable, or I'll have to start from band 3? What do you think?
Well, as a carer, I think you should start with band 3. It's advisable to, because if you go for a band 4 role, still apply. I won't say you shouldn't. Still apply.
No.
If you get shortlisted for interview, if you go for interview, they will tell you that, oh, you interview well. But I've seen somebody, he really, like, this person is close to me. She attended the band 4 interview. They offered her band 3 because she's good on the, whatever she told them, they were good with her. But it was quite unfortunate then. They said, oh, we wanted somebody that is already in that line. But because you are good, we don't want to let you go. We are offering you band 3. So in 6 months, they told her in 6 months or in a year, if you see a band 4 role, shoot.
Okay.
So they would rather want to, see you grow than
Grow.
apply and then, get on there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, in order to reach out, for any one-to-one interview help or anything, is it the number on the flyer that we should reach out to,
Okay, remember the flyer.
or your number? Because I know I'm not saying, is it on the
No, I
chat?
didn't put a number. I didn't put a number on the flyer though, as far as I can tell.
Okay, because I
Um,
don't have your number, neither do I. How can I reach out?
See what you do. You have the details, right? What did you see this advert?
In the flyer, I think a friend of mine just sent it to me, and
Right,
what
right,
is
right.
there is, yeah.
Okay. Send your maybe number to her on the chat. I think she'll pick
Okay.
it up from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. About the chat on this chat, I think she'll pick it up from there. Yeah, Kazim, you have a question?
Yes, thank you so much for this very informative session. Really learned a lot from the speaker. I just wanted to ask for roles that, if someone is looking for roles that have sponsorship, let's say on the NHS website or track or any of these websites that I use to look for roles, what's the easiest way to narrow down the search to roles that can sponsor? Because I think my recent findings recently, I've seen that is not usually mentioned, and most roles they also put it there that we're not sponsoring for this role. So a targeted approach at sieving out roles that can be sponsored. what would you advise? That's question one. And question number two is that you mentioned that one should not say anything about sponsorship at the time of maybe the interview. You should wait until the very end. But what if it's advertised in the role that they do sponsor? Can it just be taken, implicitly that that will be done? So there's no need to even mention it because it was mentioned as part of the vacancy. Thank you.
Okay, let me answer the first question. So the site I use mostly for my own job search is track.com. And you can filter to give you band 3 roles, but I have never seen a filter that says the one that talks about trust that offers sponsorship. So what you just need to do is check Trust intranet. What I mean by intranet is go to their website, check their job site. They would say it in their job site that, oh, we are able to offer sponsorship for this role. However, some trusts put it when you're applying for a role. Before I apply for any role, I read through the whole application. I don't just click on, when I see a job, I don't just click. I read through every word, like, okay. Some of them will say there that we do not offer sponsorship for this role. So they will say it. And some will say sponsorship available. But now they don't even put it there. So that to reduce the number, I'm sure it's to reduce the number of applicants. So they won't even put it there. And when you are going for interview, I would say it again, do not ask for sponsorship. Focus on getting the job first. And when you get the recruiter themselves will reach out to you. Share your status with us. When you share your status with them, they do their background check. They see, oh, you will need sponsorship. They will, if they are willing to offer you, they will offer you. And if they are not, oh, unfortunately at this time we're not able to offer you sponsorship, you move on. That is why you don't just dwell on one application. Do numbers of, apply. Just don't stay on, oh, this, they said this trust is the only one offering sponsorship. I'll continue to apply. No, check other sites, be flexible, do other things. And I would say don't ask when you go for interview, please. It makes you like, looking desperate. Like, oh, so if we give him sponsorship, we just come and, get what he wants and go. No, don't do that. Focus on what you're going there to do first. And then I think what worked for me then was I was already in the path. And all the interviews I've done, I never even asked them. They will be the ones to come to me and ask me, oh, Kenny, we saw that. They will tell you because your name alone, when they put it on their system, it pops up. Like whatever you are on comes to them. Your full name. So please do not ask for sponsorship.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Any other question? And maybe you have any question? Any question, anybody else? Okay. Okay, let me look at the chat just to be sure there's no questions on the chat. Oh, sorry. Okay, no questions. All right. On this note, I want to say thank you, Kenny, once again, for I think just have a look at the chart as Kenny. There are a couple of numbers there. I think they're trying to get your attention for that conversation, maybe to help them with their mock interview as well. I think if you could provide that support, I think they'll really appreciate that also. So Kenny, thanks again for your time. I think that was very, very enlightening. I trust everyone who has joined today will find it beneficial. We will try and get the recording out as soon as possible. so that we could share with those who missed out on today's webinar. On this note, I want to say a very good evening to everyone, and hopefully we'll meet again. We have another webinar tomorrow on an entirely different area. On I think on it's still on focused on sponsorship though. There's going to be a lot focused on sponsorship, but there's going to be focused on business analysis and data analysis. So it's going to be a very, very lightning session tomorrow evening. All right, on this note, have a good evening, everyone, and then we'll speak soon. Bye now. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again, Kenny. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, John. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Right. Bye now. Bye.